All right, everyone. Now that we've set up Tidyverse on our RStudio, we can get into making our very first visualization. So what we're going to be using is the MPG data frame, which comes preloaded in the ggplot2 library. So just a quick look at it, I'm going to go and show it in the console. So I'm going to go first call the library ggplot2, and then I'm going to write MPG. And there you have it. That's the data set that we're going to be using, right? It's data that has been curated by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency on 38 models of cars, right? And it gives us a bunch of different characteristics like who the manufacturer was, what's the model of the car, what's going to be our engine size, what year it was manufactured, and other sorts of characteristics over here. But for now, we're going to use this data set to go and answer a specific question where we want to go and see the relationship between our engine size and fuel efficiency, and how that relationship is going to look, right? Is it going to be positive, right? That the bigger engine that we have, the more fuel efficient it's going to be, or is it going to be negative, where we're going to go and have the smaller engine is more fuel efficient, or is the relationship going to be linear, or is it going to be non-linear? So all of these questions could go and be answered by just looking at a picture, and that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is that we're going to create a scatter plot using the ggplot2 library. So we're going to first write, right, because it comes already loaded when we call the library tidyverse, we don't need to write library ggplot. So we're going to first write ggplot, and then we're going to go and put in our data. So our data is going to be mpg. So running this, we get a blank screen because, right, we've installed the ggplot2 library, but we haven't really told it what to do yet. What type of visualization do we want? So what we want to do is tell it what we want. So what we're going to be using, a scatter plot. So the argument for that is going to be geom point. So we're going to then use the plus sign, because we want to attach it to ggplot, and then we're going to write geom point, and then we're going to put in the appropriate mapping. So the mapping is going to be to the aesthetics that we want. So we're going to be write AES, and the X value is going to be our engine size, which is going to be DISPL. And then we're going to go and have our gallons per mile, or no, pardon me, our miles per gallon that our cars were using. So we're going to go and put Y, and that's going to be HWY, right? So that's going to be our mileage. So we're going to highlight this, and then I'm going to write Control Enter to go and run our code, and there you have it. We have our miles per gallon and our engine size. So what we see over here is that for our smaller engines, generally, we get more miles per gallon than we do with a larger engine, right? And we seem to have generally a negative linear trend over here. So there you have it. We have already an insight that we can show, and we can go and answer that. For this data set, the cars with smaller engines had better mileage than those with larger engines. So that's all we have right now for this. In the next video, we're going to look at aesthetic mappings. I'll see you there.